Good day, good day. Welcome back. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Jay, and this is Homeschool Your Kids podcast. Today we have Tatiana. Introduce yourself.
Hey everyone, I'm Tatiana Alexander. I'm the founder of Soul Learning Center and a fellow homeschooling mama. So thank you for having me.
Of course, of course. And it's Soul Learning Center. You heard, I don't know if you heard me say SOL. Girl, that's a school in me. Because that's Virginia has SOLs. That's our standards of learning. That's the statewide test. I know they're
Yeah,
called different things everywhere. So I know.
SOL is part of it. It's all about it's the school of living holistically through head, heart, and hands, soul. So that whatever clicks.
Of course, of course. But I don't want to put it on that because it ain't no standard of learning type deal. So
No, it's not standard of learning. It's not the same for everyone.
yeah, no, 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 no. So tell me more about the Soul Learning Center.
I founded Soul Learning Center last year. It's definitely been something that's lived inside of me for a long time. When I entered the field of education, I said I was inspired by a local organization here in the DC area that basically does it all. It's a community center. They had school, they had mentorship outreach, they have food banks. I was like, wow, I would love to do something like this in my community in Prince George's County, Maryland. And I'm like, this is the time. This is the time for me to start this. And here we are. So Soul Learning Center, right now, our focus is to support homeschooling families. We want to create learning opportunities and safe space for our community to homeschool their kids and to feel supported. I know I've been encountering a lot of people who are like, how do you do this? How do I work full time and homeschool my kids? And I'm like, by building that community. And that's what Soul is all about. We're here to support our network and in whatever way we can. So not only just homeschooling families, we also support, children who go to traditional schools. And I teach parents how to advocate for their kids and how to hold schools accountable for providing quality, just a quality learning environment, a place where a child can feel loved and belonged and nurtured. So that's a little bit about Soul.
Oh, I love that. That's very, very, very much needed. Support in all ways is always appreciated. Are y'all in a physical location? Is it virtual? How does it work?
So a lot of the services that I do provide, like we do tutoring, we do like workshops, we have events for kids to kind of interact. It's done through Zoom. But we also have a physical location that we rent right now where we do our homeschool tutorials. So kids can come to us 2 days a week. They interact with science lessons. They're supported through their own activities that their parents might have outlined for them. We also supplement using some other resources. We go on field trips. So we have a site in Clinton, Maryland. And then I just announced yesterday, or I guess it will depend on when this comes out to the world, but we are working on building our home-based micro school here on my property. One thing I love to do with kids, and I launched this past year, is the garden club, the Clinton Garden Club. So I allowed kids to come out into my home, and we taught them how to garden. We showed them
Nice.
how they can grow their own food. So I'm excited to expand the Clinton Garden Club to the Soul Learning Center home-based micro school. So
Yeah.
that's the vision for us, and that's what's coming up in the future.
And that was my next. I was gonna, because I know you had talks of micro schooling, and I love that. Do you have already the blueprint for that? How is that going to be structured?
Yeah, it'll be a 4-day program where parents have the opportunity to, commit to 2 days or the 4 days where we might have we'll have a structured curriculum on 2 days, and then the other 2 days will be just, exploring. We'll be out in the woods, in the garden, out in nature, cooking, just those practical skills that you need to live. And then, like I said, to be able to support families who are working full time, to have that hub where they know this is a safe space where I can bring my child, where they believe in this pouring in that we're doing for our children, just to provide that support. So this community hub is what I'm establishing with my micro school.
I
So I'm
love
really
that.
excited. I'm really
Yes, I
excited.
can tell. And I appreciate that. That's beautiful energy. And I know y'all are going to do amazing, amazing things because you are a homeschooling mother that was a former teacher.
Yeah, I'm an educator. I always tell people that I'm an educator by trade. You know, I graduated from Howard University. Shout out to
Oh,
Howard homecoming season. I went to the School of
and then,
Education. Yes. With a background in elementary education, I also have my master's in special education as well as a master's in education administration. So
oh,
education has just been a part of me.
I
I am,
see.
yeah, I'm inspired by just the teaching and learning and you know, motivated by pouring into my community. I know that it's just, oh, it disheartens me just the fact that the way that school is structured is not working for our brown for my babies. It's not working for Black students, and I'm here to just be that catalyst to just make that change in the way that Black students are taught and the way that they learn. So that's what drives me.
Yes, I was gonna say because I'm asked all the time and I sum it up like pretty easily, but I'm gonna ask you. So why do you homeschool?
I'm driven by my children. I think everything that has led me, even my career, has always been driven by my children and the life that I want them to live. And then my community, my friends' kids, my students. Um,
Mm,
I'm driven by that, and I homeschool because I want to provide just a different opportunity for my child, for my children, for my two boys. I have two boys, 11 and 5. I want to pour into them what they're not going to get at school. And I always tell people, when my older son went to school, I said, son, you're going to go to school twice. You're going to have school at school, and then at home we're going to have school. I need to make sure that you're getting what you need, and that's my responsibility. So for me, with homeschooling, just takes away me having to worry about what I have to undo or worry about what's happening at school, because like I said, I know that side of it very well, and I just get to pour into my children and the community that I support, and giving these children, and they're also different, and it gives variety. Like giving them all what they need and then learning from them. I'm a learner. I think that's why I'm an educator. I love to learn. So I learned so much from the children that I support, and that really drives me to keep exploring, keep learning, and keep pouring into them.
yes, I love that she's saying, look, you gonna do school twice. I hate to tell you, but when you are gonna do it twice, because that is what it's all about. I tell parents, tell everyone that it doesn't matter the school setting. It doesn't matter if your child is in private, public, micro, anything. Like homeschool should be something that y'all are still doing when you are with your child, because it's as simple as talking to them. It's as simple as showing interest in what they're interested in, following their passions. Just letting them know that they're seen and they're heard. All of that is a part of homeschooling, in my opinion. So I don't like that we have, use just the term homeschool in general. It kind of limits people's mindset as far as teaching their children at home goes. But it's a lifestyle. It really is. It's understanding that you're needed as a parent. You're needed. Your guidance, your words, your lessons, your experiences, all that is needed. So
Yeah,
I love
so
that she
true.
said that.
You know what? It makes me think, like for me, you know how your kid will do something and maybe a friend or a close family member will be like, that's you. I think when you get to homeschool your kids, you really get an insight to yourself. It really
Mm.
allows you to slow down and look at yourself, and then you can work on yourself and start modeling
Girl,
more for your kids. Yeah, that's why I said we're all learning, you know. And I'm like, oh,
always,
where'd you get that?
always.
It's like the chicken and the egg situation. Like, who did that first? Let's unpack that. Let's work on that. Let's think. Yeah. So I love that, because you're right. It's not just homeschooling. It's just you're living. That's what soul is about. It's the school of living. You're just living, and a part of living is like we're continuously learning. That's our nature. So we get to learn
Life
together.
learners.
Yeah,
Yes.
we're learning together all the time, and just to see that growth, and then to see it with each other. You know. So that's what I love about it.
Yes. What does a day look like for you all? What do y'all do with your days?
Uh, it varies day by day. But when I'm home with my kids, it's I as a teacher, I'm very I like to plan things out. So I am a planner. I do plan things out. I do have a sense of like, here is, these are the things that we work on. But in the beginning, before our year starts, I sit down with my kids and ask them, what are your goals? What do you hope that we can build into our homeschool, our home instructional program? Like I take it serious. I have a little structure for it.
Yes, home
Like,
instructional program,
yeah,
honey.
like,
I
oh,
love it.
let's plan our home instructional program. What do you want to do? What are some goals that you have for yourself? So I always start like that. And then I build on that. I plan around what my kids said their goals are for our home instructional program. And then day by day, we build out tasks. Just like for me and my all the things that I do, I'm building out my week. I need to get this done. These are my things, and I'm teaching my children those executive functioning skills of just how to organize and how to be realistic, and then how to celebrate. Some days you're not going to get 5 things done. Some days it's just one, and that's still great. So we're not very rigid, but to have a sense of, this is where this is my goal, and this is what I need to do to achieve that goal. I'm
Yeah.
really big on that. So that's it. Varies day by day. It is more structured, but it's not like school where it's like, okay, we're gonna spend an hour on this, then do this, then do this. Some days it's like, okay, we need to focus. Let's get together, let's read, or let's research something. Let's go visit somewhere. But it's all about that bigger goal, and we just chip at it every day.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. And you mentioned earlier talking about the entrepreneurship or working full time, basically as a homeschool mom. Please speak on that, because that's something that parents are always, well, how do you do
I
both?
know. I was just thinking, I was like, I'm gonna plan my next workshop. November's workshop is gonna be all about how to do it. I am still working full time as I'm building my business, as I'm
Okay.
building out Soul. So I'm doing a lot. I homeschool. A part of it, I would say, is like that having that organization has been really essential for me not to feel overwhelmed. And then also having that community. I have support. My mother helps out a lot, my husband,
Nice.
my friends, my community. So I would say it definitely takes a community. And then
Yeah.
don't be afraid to let people know how to show up for you and your children. I think before I had kids, like, I would not necessarily do that for myself. But when I think about it, like, this is for my child, I have no shame in saying, I need this person to help me get this one over here. We want to do this project. Who could donate? I'll write it up. I'll send it out to everybody. I'll make a Amazon wish list. Like,
It's
I'm not
different when it comes to the kids going all out.
to show up and ask for help for my kids. So I think that drives me to make sure that it's their community, and I want them to feel supported. And then so that has, again, that's like, you're always learning. So that has taught me, like, oh wow, I have a community. Like, people want to show up, not just for my kids, but they want to show up for me. So I think that's key. Like, think about why are you homeschooling? Right? Be clear about that, because it is going to be difficult. Even for me, as all these degrees in education, sometimes I'm like, am I doing it right? Am I doing what's right for my kids? Could I be doing, like, that's normal. Sometimes I've thought about it, like, I'm doing all these things. Should I? Is that, but if I'm grounded in my why, and what it means for me to show up for my kids, it keeps me going. And then that helps me to say, okay, this is what I need. Let me ask for it. If you ask for it, you're going to get it. I really believe in that. But you have to ask, you have to know what you need to keep moving day by day. So I would say that for the folks that are working full time, and they know they want to homeschool, they know their why for wanting to homeschool, get that support system. There
And
are co-ops. There are, if
you
you're in
made a
PT,
good point as far as asking for it, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't know. putting the pride to the side, or ego, letting that ego fizzle out. I don't know what it is, but a lot of people have an issue with asking for help. And like you said, like, when it comes to me, like, yeah, no, I'm gonna fall back, I'm gonna figure it out on my own. However, when it comes to the kids, it's like, oh no, they need this. I need to do this. They deserve this. All that good stuff. And it's to ask for. I saw a post the other day. This mom said, I'm still waiting for that village that everybody talked about for my kid.
Build it, sis.
Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
gotta build it.
yes,
It's kind of
ma'am.
it's kind of like what they say, people talk about finding the right therapist. You go like, I don't like this person, I want to talk to you, but you have
Mm-hmm.
to keep doing it. It's the same. Sometimes you show up to a place you like, we talked about this before, like the vibe, the feeling, the discernment of like, okay, these are good people. You just
Mm-hmm.
have to keep working at it. Sometimes, and then sometimes people will come in for a season, serve
Yes.
their purpose, and then that's fine too. So you
Agreed.
just have to release all the expectations on like how you want them to tell people what you need, and then let them show up for you in their capacity, and then be grateful for that, and then you keep building. Yeah, we're
Yes.
just gonna walk into a space and it's like, this is it. Sometimes it might work for a season, but yeah, you have to. It's been a process, and I've been doing that. It's because I definitely started out like, okay, just me, this is my mom, and now
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking to more people, and I'm vocalizing what my kids need, and what they're interested in, and more people just they want to help. People do genuinely want to help you.
Yeah. And other people are looking for community. Like, you're not the only one that's looking. It's just,
That's the other thing. It's a part of our nature. We like
yes.
to learn, and we love community. Those are the things. So I think if you really understand that, I think that's why, love is everything. If you understand that everybody, wants to be loved, they want to be seen. Yeah, that takes away some of that barrier. Like, okay, deep down, everybody wants to learn, is curious, and deep down, everyone wants to be seen and, loved and supported.
Yes, ma'am. And it does take, it's as easy as just opening your mouth and saying hello. Like it can begin with that. I was at the park yesterday with the girls, and a young lady walked up to me and she was asking me about childcare, or do I know anyone who does, like, babysitting and all that stuff. And she was telling me about her kids and stuff. And then, of course, I always get on the subject of homeschooling. It was something she didn't even know she could still do. She thought it was just something that was being done during the shutdown. So she was like, "Oh, I didn't even know you could you could do that." And I was like, "Yeah, no, you can." She probably didn't, because she later on goes to say that she knows like white, rich, wealthy families that do it. So she knew you could do it. She probably doesn't know it was people looking like me doing it,
No, that's
possibly.
so true.
Yes, but it started with her walking up to me, asking me about that. And then by the end of our conversation, we were exchanging numbers, and she was asking me to text her when me and the girls come back to the park, so her kids will have someone to play with. Like it really is just about being open to everyone, to receiving your community. Because I tell people, homeschoolers in general find me all the time in the park, and it's the wildest thing. Could be
Up the park at awkward times
I know, I
when kids are
do.
supposed to be.
I know. I even told the lady yesterday, I said, "You want to find nannies, you need to come in the daytime." I've seen
That's
there's a lot of them.
nannies and the homeschoolers are outside.
Yeah, early, like before after school hours. Like come then, and you'll find what you're looking for. But yes, going at awkward times, especially the indoor mall park is a thing for us too. Like there's parents everywhere. They're everywhere you turn, there are kids. Like that's something that people are not doing less of, which is reproducing. The people got kids, okay. And so it just
And that's
takes you.
the point too. Like, let your kids lead it, because if your kids are playing with their kids, then why can't you go and talk to the parent? Like, hey, our kids are getting along.
Oh, I have that child who she gonna let you know, hey mom, like before did you give her your number? Did you give her your card?
I
Oh,
love
well, I'm gonna give you
that.
all the time, honey. Kenny will recruit somebody real quick, talking about their mom gonna homeschool them now. Like, do you have your card on you? Because my friend's mom's gonna homeschool her. Ain't talk to her friend mom. And mama don't know nothing about none of this.
Advocate.
Oh,
Yes.
big
Like,
time, big time.
yeah, they can do this. I
Yes,
need more
ma'am.
friends.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. She is definitely a big advocate. She does the work. Okay. I call her my manager at times because she be on it, honey. But yes,
And now let her do that. Like we might give her some cards. We might go around,
oh,
you
I've done
know?
it. Oh, I've done that. Look, we passed out cards at the park, especially like getting people to download the app and things like that. So, oh yes, we do that. She way more active than me. I ain't gonna hold you. Like she
Love
would
that.
definitely remind me and let me know,
And
hey.
that's good because sometimes even for me, I feel like I like learning to, you're going out there, you have to talk about your app. Hey, I have, like that's something even for me, I'm getting used to. Like, I'm like, I have to talk about my learning center. I have to talk about what we're doing. So that's awesome. If you have a kid leading it, you're like, if she could do it, like it's in me.
Right, right.
My
Because she
little
came
got it
out of
going
me, so
on.
I know it's in
Yeah,
me.
I do this.
I know. I'm still working on it, girl. Me, everything. Look, she need to get a little older so she can be my social media manager. That's what she need to
It's
do.
awesome. It's coming. It's coming. And then that's something too. I like my son, he's always like, the Taliesin friends. Like he knows his channel, he has a song. Like when as he gets older, why not? They can learn those things.
Yeah.
Right? A lot of those
Yeah.
the super famous YouTubers, they were doing it at that age.
Oh, I
Putting
know.
terrible videos, but learning from them each time. So why not? She
I
can do it.
know. I
If she gets the
know.
position, she can do anything.
Oh, of course. No limits to anything ever, ever. It's just, girl, I don't know. It's a lot, but I be trying. I tell people all the time, I'm just trying to keep up with them. Like they
Yes.
keep me on my toes. They keep me
Yeah,
on my toes, definitely.
that's
So
right.
I'm happy. But community is definitely something you have to work on. It doesn't just fall in your lap all the time. It is something you have to open your mouth for and ask for. So I'm so glad that you put that out there. So do you work outside the home?
Yeah, so I do work outside my home a few days a week, and that's where that support comes in. My sons, they're doing jujitsu during the day, so I have support. Someone will take them there. Yeah, so it sometimes it might mean hiring somebody to watch your kids. Some folks are like you said, you need a nanny, you need a babysitter. Sometimes it is that, like what it is. Like we have
Mhm.
children, we're adults, we have things that sometimes don't. You cannot have children involved. You do need someone in your pocket, or a few, maybe you need a few people in your pocket who you can call on for quality childcare in your absence. That's definitely key. So that for me, that's my mother. I'm so grateful for her. A lot of people will ask me like, how are you doing those things? I'm like, with God and my mama, like totally that.
Partnership.
Um, that partnership
Great
right there,
team.
like
Great team.
it's I have a great team. So I'm so grateful for that level of support. But like I said, if you don't have it, you can build it. You can make community with folks. Like I definitely have friends who, if they need someone to watch their kids, they know I have a safe space for me to watch their kids and vice versa. So lean into your circle. If you don't have one, start building one. Go to places, like you said, go to the park. Let your kids play. Meet these parents. Talk to them. Connect. Meet up. Like take the initiative and be innovative about it. Go on the Facebook group. Say, meet me here.
Those
Like
places.
you.
That's what I told her too yesterday. I was like, go to the as far as for her nanny situation going on. It's like go to the Facebook groups, like go to Brooklyn Moms, like whatever city you're in, like go to the mom groups, and they have plenty of things that they share. And that's definitely one of the hot topics as far as
Word of
childcare.
mouth,
So
someone be able to say, like, I know this person, you're not like reading a review and like having mixed signals, actually speaking to someone. Yeah,
mhm,
have to lean in.
yes, big
To
big bit.
out there, you'll get it.
Yes, of course, it's all there. Are you a part of a co-op?
I am not a part of a co-op. I feel like I've explored some, and then I'm in that space like, okay, I'm going to build my own community. I always tell people that every time I meet someone and I'm talking about soul, I am building a community. I always
You
tell them that.
are.
I'm building a community. I would love to have you a part of our community. So
Yeah.
that's where I am in that space. But I'm a part of the groups. I'll show up to the play dates. I'll talk to the parents. I'll schedule it in. I try to be really intentional about just going outside and meeting.
Yes. Yes,
Yeah,
that's that socialization piece that everyone likes to feel that that's the main thing that homeschool kids just, oh, how could you ever?
they're not
They
slacking on.
they're not
I always
getting
tell
what they
people,
need.
my youngest son, he's both of my children. They just started talking so early because I talk to them.
Hmm.
You are there, so you talk to your children. Just don't leave them in a space and just like give them the iPad and the tablet. And you just leave them. Talk to them. What are you doing? Oh wow, what do you talk to them? You talk to them, they'll talk to you, and that relationship will be there. I think for me in my own childhood, that was pivotal. I grew up with family. I have a Caribbean family. They always tell my mom like, Donnie, that's not your friend. Like, your child is not your friend. And I used to be so offended by that. Like, why? Why can't my mom be my friend? I'm like, this is my best friend. And that was so important for our relationship. So I know that that's important for my children too. I'm their mom. I am a strict parent, but they know I'm their friend. Like, I'm going to laugh with them. I'm going to be silly with them. I'm going to listen to their stories about their games that I have no idea what they're talking about. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna let them know for
Yeah.
real. Like, I don't like this game, and
Right.
I can be myself with them. So I know those are my friends. Those are my little friends.
All right. And I would, like, we've talked on that before, like why that's such a thing where as parents, I'm not your little friend. I'm not your little friend. I'm not your, like, you could be their big friend. You ain't gotta be their little friend. Like, you could be their friend though.
They're my little friends. We
Yes.
talk about different things.
Indeed, indeed. I feel like
Yeah.
that relationship is necessary. That relationship is very, very important. Just like you said, talking to your kids is where everything starts at. Because
To your kids.
please,
That's no
they,
spin off. Talk to your kids.
y'all
If
know
you're not
I done told y'all
homeschooling them,
several times over,
talk
talk to your
to
kids.
them.
Because it gets real out here, and especially if you have kids in public school. So parents, like, how, you allow your child to come and sum up their day with one sentence
How was
after
school?
7 hours. Yeah, how was school? And them
Like somebody,
saying,
how was work today? It was work. You have something better to ask.
right, right. How was school? Like, no, how are you feeling? How was your day? How was your day in general? Like, what were the
Ask about
highlights?
like who did something today?
Right.
Buddy, what happened on the playground? Like, I want to know the details.
Because there's plenty to be had. Like, there really are. There's a lot that goes on within those days, and to just accept fine or good as your reply for how was your day.
Especially
That's
as they get older. Like, I think as a former teacher in a school, as they get older, parents are less involved. And that's why you should be more involved, because the dynamics, it's not only about their academics, they're building relationships with other children, and then they're being influenced. We know about peer pressure. Like, there's so much going on there. You need to be aware.
yes.
You need to create a safe space for your child to come to you and just pour, just release. These young people are going through a lot. So
Yes.
yeah,
And
show
you're
up
in the
and pour.
elementary, well, you were in the elementary arena. We can call that an arena because that's just wild that y'all do that. But I think elementary teachers, I'd say, are heaven sent. Like, y'all are just different breed. I can't go below really seventh grade for real.
Yeah,
Cause
because you were high school, right?
yeah,
High school.
I did middle and high school. And I've always said it, like, y'all are elementary school teachers, to have little people that size people, a bunch of them, like all at once. That's wild.
They're needing a lot of different energies, different emotions. Yeah, you
Yes,
have to
ma'am.
you have to and they all must be seen, because that's such a pivotal space. It's like when you're not seen. I don't remember much about elementary school. I told you this. I'm like, I don't remember teachers. But I remember how I felt You know, and it's so important for children to be seen. They want to be seen. That's why a lot of the behaviors that come out, they just want to be seen.
Want to be
They want to be
seen. Yeah.
acknowledged as an individual. Like we're sometimes they're just, they know it. They're like being downplayed, like, oh, you're a kid. They just want to be seen. So that's, yes, as an elementary element, shout out to all the elementary teachers, like all
Girl,
my teachers,
shout out.
y'all are doing it. All
Yeah.
of them. Middle school gets brutal too. Like all of the
Oh, of
teachers, all the
course.
teachers. Yeah.
Yes, no, big shout out to all teachers. Always much appreciation, gratitude to them all. I just want to recognize that they can't do it by themselves.
No.
And that's that's where we come into to homeschool our
Everybody
kids.
should be homeschooling their kids. I mean, you might not have to have a formal review, but you should be community. You should be in community with your child's teacher. If you have not, if you're listening to this and your child's in school right now, you have not met your child's teacher, I want you to go and schedule an appointment. It doesn't have to be about a problem. Just get to know who they are. This person is with your child for 7 hours, 6 hours.
Yes.
That's a lot of time. You need to know who these people are.
Yeah,
and
especially the elementary, because they are with them typically, like, you know, generally the whole day. And there's a lot of parents that aren't showing up to those open house, those PTAs, those anything. And I don't know, that disconnect has always been what bothered me. And I guess that's what also, you know, fuel Homeschool Your Kids organization, is because of the lack of parental involvement during my time in the classroom. I saw, and it was heartbreaking, because it's like, yo, what do you expect teachers to do if there's no relationship, there's no bridge between the home and the school? There has to be a bridge between. I don't
like,
know
you're
how.
the professional. I'm just gonna like leave it to you. But
No.
it takes community. We have to work together. I used to call, like, if I hadn't seen a parent, I would call them. I would say some teachers are not like that. They might be a little intimidated, you know, overwhelmed. Teachers do a lot. But I know I have to make that initiative. Like, I haven't met you yet. Let me, hey.
Hey.
Let's, you know, how are you? But yeah, we definitely call your child's teachers. Go
I
visit the
know.
school.
I wasn't in the 12th grade classroom looking for parents, but I mean, middle school, you know, I get it. Yeah.
Elementary, you should, you know. And I would even say high school still. I want to know who is my child talking to, you know, because high school is a little different. You get a little comfortable. You feel like you have a mentor. You should know your child's mentor. You should have a sense of, you know, check this person out. I'm not saying you have to have an everyday check-in, but you should meet this person.
Yes, and let your child see that relationship, and let your child see, like, you know, this is an important person, because it'll raise the respect level, it'll raise just the morale of, hey, this is someone who really cares about me, so much so that her and my mom speak, or him and my mom, him and my dad, or him and, you know, however, whatever the dynamics look like, it's just the involvement of.
I go too in the classroom. I'd let them know, like, you know, I know your mama. We're on the
Oh yeah,
same
girl, I
team.
used to always, I
The
text your
grandma,
mama right now.
yeah, like, we're on the same page here. We're working together. And when they know that, they know the love is there. They respect you. They listen. You're not having to, you know, call. You know, it's just different. They know you see them beyond the classroom. You see them, what their life is like. So I think that's so key. Yeah, in all spaces. Even that's the same thing that's happening for us as homeschool moms at the park. Like, I'm going to talk to these parents. I'm going to get the number. We're going to set up play dates, online gaming days. Like, that's so important. So they know, like, I care. And then you get to talk to the other kids too. Like, oh, what are you into? Oh, let's plan something. Y'all are all into the same thing. Or, oh, he's never done that. Let's do this. So build your community.
Yeah, there's a lot that goes on, I feel like, in the media, and just socially, societal wise, where it's a lot of division being promoted. Oh, always, you know, divide and conquer type deal. But I really feel like people really have to go back to understanding that a village is a beautiful thing to have. And we are meant to be, we're already connected one way or the other, but we are all meant to help each other. We are here to be here for each other, not to, you know, be on some little island by yourself. And that's why I think a lot of homeschool, or thinking about it, homeschool families are like, yo, but when I get there, what am I going to do? Who am I going to talk to? like, yeah,
Yeah,
no, you're gonna have community if you allow yourself to have community. It is there. Support is there. Resources are there. Everything you need really is there if you allow it to be. I feel like kids are gonna be as social as their parents are.
that part. Or sometimes they're not. Like I have some very introverted friends with some, their
Outgoing
kids are,
kid, yeah.
yeah,
Or the
know,
opposite, yes.
or the
Yeah.
opposite. Or I always tell people like I present as like an extrovert, but sometimes I just want to chill. And
Right.
my kids are like, no, we're going outside. So it's just like it changes day by day, but you can't like you don't want to do it alone. That's when you're
Yeah.
gonna get out. But I think that's true in all spaces and many careers and teaching, homeschooling, whatever you're doing, you're going to burn yourself out if you're doing it by yourself.
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
So
Yes,
it's true
ma'am.
for homeschooling. Get help, build your community, and it takes
Build
time.
your community, yes. With your boys and their age gap, I know community is really important because I know they want to see their peers. It's one thing. My girl's only almost 3 years apart, and they love being able to play with people who are as much as they love each other. Because believe me, they are like stuck together. However, they love playing with their peers. So you say you do jujitsu. Any other activities? Do y'all do the YMCA or anything?
Not really.
No.
We just go out. We go out, and then honestly, I feel the opposite. My kids don't need to be my 5-year-old doesn't need to be around a bunch of 5-year-olds. What is he going to learn from a bunch of 5-year-olds?
Mm,
I mean, not to say he's not going to interact with them and they're going to learn together. That's cute. My 11-year-old doesn't need to be around a bunch of 11-year-olds. Like
mm,
I believe, like mix them up. My kids will play with anyone.
yeah.
They'll talk to teenagers. They'll talk to they'll safely talk to adults if they're like but when it comes to children, they don't discriminate. My son's talking to teenage girls. He could talk and hold a discussion with them about his interests. My same thing for my 5-year-old. So I feel that because they're in that space, they're not feeling so shy around the older kids, and they're nurturing to younger kids. So I'm all about mixed age group when it comes to play. So we just go out. We I'm just stepping into the sports mom. I have a lot of friends who are heavy sports mom, and they're doing it. I'm like, whoa, how are you going every weekend, early in the morning, late at night? I'm like, that's a lot.
Admit it, honey, because them games started like 8 o'clock. Like, why?
Oh, no,
What y'all do
it's
this on a Saturday? Why?
intense. My friends who have athlete children, that's an intense lifestyle, and that interview somebody because that's intense. But
Oh yes.
getting into it, we're just getting into the sports, but we always go out, we play. They've taken online classes, interacting
Mm.
with other children in that space. They have a lot of cousins. They just my kids like to make friends. They'll make friends anywhere.
Nice. Nice, nice. Yes. Now I was just wondering other activities that you had throughout the jujitsu and everything. And that's
We'll
really
dabble
dope.
in music. We'll dabble in music. If there's an instrument that they want to play, I'm all about also connecting with people. So if my son, he's right now, he wants to get into designing games. I will find people who are experts in that space who do this as work, and I'm like, can you talk to my child? Can you recommend something? So I'll make those connections for them, whatever they're interested in. You like bugs, I'll find I'll find you a biologist. Like I will just whatever it is, I'll find an adult or someone in college who's in that space to talk to them and to expose them to resources, and then they'll go about exploring on their own. I think that's what I focus more on for them. Whatever you're interested
Nice.
in, find someone. And for me, that's what I want to do through Soul. Whatever your kid is interested in, let me help you connect with someone who's an expert in that space, so they can when they you know how it is when you love something. You're just always saying like you're
Mhm.
geeking out, like they're just excited, so they can transfer that to your child, because it's work. Whatever you do, there's going to be work involved. There's going to be challenging. But if you can meet somebody who like loves it, then you're like, okay, I want to
Yeah.
work through through those challenges. So I'm all about connecting my kids to those type of people. So, but we subscribe to like our library system. So they'll let us know when there are events. And I always take my kids. I'm like, oh, would you be interested in this concert or this STEM project or this, play? We go to a lot of play. We're in the DC area. We go to the Kennedy Center. Like we do those things.
Nice.
Just explore. We are all about exploring.
No, I love that. I love that. Yes, that's what it's about. That exploring. I like to call it mini adventures. Let's go on an
Yeah.
adventure. Like, what are we doing today, y'all? Let's go on
What
an
adventure
adventure.
are we going on today? Yeah,
Yeah,
that's us. That's how our
yeah,
day is. If I'm like I'm home, I have no meetings. The business is running. Like, oh, let's go on an adventure today. But again, being intentional, I schedule things out. Like we're going to this museum, we're going on this trip. So I'm really intentional about. They said they want to do it at the beginning of the year. It's like I want to go to plays, I want to go to museums, I want to travel here. I just make it happen for them.
nice. I know. Hey, that's what we do. That is what we do.
That is what we do.
That is what we do. Yes. So with your micro school, what ages are you looking at? Or is it going to be
Whatever. Right now, I would say my kids drive everything. So from 5 up. Even
okay?
my community that I'm building, like I'm meeting some teenagers. I want to grow with my kids, like
Yeah.
with my community. Whatever my community needs, that's who we serve. But right now, we're currently serving kids 5 to 12.
Nice. 5 to 12. Okay. Are you already working with families? Are you building? Okay,
I'm
nice.
building
Nice.
my community.
Yes, of
We're
course.
growing, and I'm so excited because we're as I'm getting comfortable and getting used to like talking about, hi, I'm Tatiana Alexander, I'm the founder of Soul Learning Center. Here's what like my spill. I'm meeting people who are like, this is what we were looking for. Like we're
Oh,
looking like, oh my, and then when they might see it, and then when they see me, they're like, oh, you're a chocolate girl, like you're a Black woman, you're doing this, and this is what we need. So I'm just connecting with folks, and I'm so excited to represent in the space and to let, like you were saying earlier, like, no, you don't have to be all the way over here with
mhm.
like you, again, what's your why? You want to support your child, you want to provide them with certain experiences, and I want to support you with that. We're building our community. So we're growing.
Yes, well, I appreciate you for that. Like, it's always so refreshing. Like, I know this is I tell you, I see the future different. Like, a lot of people are caught up in the media, what's going on in the news, all that good stuff. Like, and I don't tune into any of that stuff. Like, but talking to community, talking to people, real life time, and just knowing the things that they're working on, the people are building, creating, just so many different resources for parents to be able to, one, have choice about how they want to educate their child, how they want their children's educational journey to look overall. And then two, to know that they have resources and support to help them along the way. And it's not something that they're going to have to do on their own. And they can go outside of the norm of what's traditional, what's standard, all those good things. I told you my trigger words. But they can go outside of that stuff and know that they will be really, really beautifully supported with wonderful people. Yes.
I think you would know this. I feel like as an educator, the thing that always drives our discussions is like, be the change you want to see in the world. And yeah,
Be the
there's good in the world,
change.
and being the catalyst. We're the change.
Yes,
It's time for
ma'am.
that paradigm shift. We are here for that. And I'm so glad that you have this platform to spread that word, and to you open your door for people. Come talk to me. Like, let
Yes,
me help.
please.
Yeah, and I want to do that. Let me help you. Make this accessible for you, because that's really, I think, when I think about social media, I think it initially is a good idea because it's supposed to let people see into, like, we're human. I'm a person like you. I have ups and downs, and I'm trying to figure it out. But to know that we can come together and support each other, that's what keeps propelling us, right? So I think whether it's social, because social media is real fake right now. creating this space like this and having these discussions where you can be authentic to say, yeah, like there's this and here's what I'm working through, but here's a good that I see, and I want to share that with you. So we're here. I'm here. You're here. I'm so excited. I love this. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Of course. Yes, yes. And Soul Learning Center will be one of our exhibitors slash speakers at the Homeschooling Expo next year in Baltimore, Maryland. Don't know the date off the top of my head. Give me time, y'all. I'm gonna get it together. But she will be there. Tati will be there. Give me 3 things you would tell new homeschooling families to, propel them on their journey and to let them go confidently in the right direction.
You got 3 things. Oh, I like a lot of words. You've got this. Okay. That's 3 words.
Not 3 words. It ain't gotta be 3 words. 3 things. 3 different things.
You got this. Like, just have confidence that exactly what you tell everyone. You can do this. You know what you need to know to get started. Right. My other piece is be a learner with your child. As an educator, I'm that educator who I would tell kids if I don't know, honey, let's find out together. Like, that put your teacher voice on, like, I don't know this, and don't be ashamed to work through it. Like, people talk about this new math. Don't be ashamed to use your resources. Go on the internet, go. I have some platforms that I use, and I'm not going to call them out on here because they got to help and support. But there are a lot of resources, right? Go and explore. Teach your kids how to be resourceful. That's a skill that we use as adults. I always tell my kids, like, I'm going to show you how to think for yourself, honey. Like, let me show you how to use these tools. So you've got this. Don't be ashamed to, not know. You're not supposed to know everything. Don't be afraid to be a learner with your children, and build your community. Yeah. Keep building your community. One person at a time. Family at a time. And keep going. Yeah.
Yes. All 3 of those are very, very important. Yes. Yes. I love that. Thank you. Thank you for those words. I'm quick to be like, girl, I don't know. Let's look that up. My kids on started bringing stuff to me they know I don't know, and they will start with, "Can we go?"
Now they know. Can we look this up? Yes. Do you have time to look this up with me?
Yes. I love it.
I love it.
You do not have to know it all. You do not have to know it all. You do not have to know it all. And I feel like that's so important to know. Like, it is okay to not know it all, but you got to know where to find it, know how to find it. Yes. And know that you can find it too. Like that belief is very important.
Lifelong learners. We have to teach our children and ourselves, if you're not naturally like that, how to be a learner.
Mm-hmm.
We're always learning new things, and we're constantly taking in information and processing that. And you have to teach your children how to be a learner, and teach yourself how to be a learner. So absolutely.
Indeed. Where can the people find Soul Learning Center?
Oh, now look, I feel like I've done really good. Like being on the spot, but the social media handle. So we're just Soul Learning Center. You can find us on Facebook. You can find us on Instagram, Soul_Learning Center. You can find us on our website at learningwithsoul.com.
I love that. Yeah. Yes, Learning with Soul. Because there's so much more to us than just these outer shells. We do have this little thing inside, not a little, big thing inside. Yes, very, very much so.
You know what? I love that you said that, because I don't know if we really I feel like we've alluded to it, but that's the key too. When you get to homeschool, it's the spiritual, right? I always say at Soul Learning Center, we learn holistically with our heads, our hearts, and our hands, right? It's all of those things. And when as we're parents, so we're always tuned into our kids. So to be able to pour into them day to day, and their soul, their heart, and whatever their wisdom, but also with their hands, and them being able to, we get to watch them experience the world on another level. Is just, it gives me chills every time. So
Yeah, it's definitely something to be grateful for. Definitely,
Yeah.
because we are definitely being the change. And there are many others that are being the change. And I appreciate each and every person that is betting on themselves and their family. Do it. Do it, do it, do it, and understand that you will be supported. You have resources, you have Soul Learning Center, you have Homeschool Your Kids, you have everything that you need. And if you don't know where to find it, we can help you. We can help you. Definitely. But just understand that you're supported, always. I know y'all be like, oh, here she go again. Like, yes, now I just want you to know that you got this. Like Tati said it too. Like, it's not just me, but you do have this. You really do. It just starts with you believing in yourself first and foremost. Everything starts in the mind.
And then you're building this, your community doesn't have to be your next door neighbor, which is beautiful. You want to have someone local, but you can build community all over.
Everywhere,
Have
yes.
someone to come visit you in Arizona. Like you built
Right.
community all over. Like we live in this technological age, nothing can stop us. Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. So please, please just keep doing your research, keep growing, keep going forward, keep just trusting the process overall and understanding that you know what's best for you and your family and live in that and walk in that, walk in that. So yes, any other parting words, Tati?
No, you said it all. Thank you so much.
Wonderful. Of course. We just want the people to homeschool their kids. But yes, please
Homeschool
remember
your
always,
kids.
yes, homeschool your kids. Please, please. And thank you. But have a beautiful day.
Yes, you too.